So our first session, first real session together. One thing you'll get used to is you'll learn to process things, multiple things at once, because as you're going through it, as things come in my head, I'll kind of throw them out there. So you'll be able to, really can throw your shots plus be able to, we get the information out. So because what I found is if I get the information in your head, then it's easier to kind of pull it out. So so if I will probably be constantly talking, it throws people off at first sometimes, but I wouldn't worry about it. So go ahead and let's throw some baseline. Whatever you're most comfortable with. I'm waiting for Brooke to go and put her stuff away. Yeah, I know. She had them right there. I don't like her to be comfortable. Got two right there, one right there. They were all right there. The heads of being coached by me. Yeah, I think you're gonna be you're gonna see a huge difference really fast. Yeah, good and bad. It's a double-edged sword. Just remember the things we work on when you bowl in a tournament, something like that. Don't overthink. Just bowl, okay? The stuff we work on, we'll work on here. But once you get in there, just bowl. And what you'll find is everything will sneak in all in its good time. I mean, you're already playing a little bit longer than you used to, which I think is really good. Huh? No, that's fine. What's it? Wait, when did you put your balls there? I did not. I did not. Isaiah did. I think the biggest change will be getting yourself in a better position as you get here. So instead of your arm staying here, by allowing your arm to get more in front, it allows a bigger range of motion. So that's going to allow you to play a little bit longer. Something that Anthony has to do also. One thing I think you should consider, though, sometime this year, is starting to slide. Hmm. Now, I don't think it has to happen anytime soon. Everything else we're going to work on, we're going to be in the first four steps. So I think that maybe I think after invitationals, I think you should implement it. I think everything that we do now should be geared towards invitationals. You're going to bowl, right? Okay. Because I think that we can get a lot of stuff done before invitationals that are going to really help you. Wow. So I think the big thing was we're going to learn to really project with your legs a little more. Um, no, Keep your clipboard away from me. I hate that clipboard. We're gonna get him a really big one that he could carry around to just like, yeah. You were just walking out that door. Okay, one more should do it. Okay, freeze right there. Like that. Okay. So we're gonna extend it out a little bit more and just kind of, instead of being like this, you need to be able to really be kind of like this. Okay. So the big thing is we're gonna do some one steps so you can get a feel for it. Let's see. I don't have a bowling ball with me, so go ahead and grab that. So what you want to be able to do, what I want you to do on your one steps, when you warm up, I want you to do one steps, because then you're actually getting something done while you're warming up. So I want you to really kind of, when you do, just kind of allow your shoulders to open up, get your hand in front, and then step forward, and then let the ball come down. And then I want you to just kind of, instead of really kind of like this, you want to be able to just see how my head is on this side. So you want to be able to just, okay, just like that. Keep yourself long. The big thing is learning how to be long. A little bit longer. So I want you to. It's very rare that I tell somebody to be really stretched out, but but it's very rare that you have people really compress. I actually like the fact that you're compressed, but we have to find a happy medium. Okay. No, no. What you, if anything, you don't want to be. You just want to be. So you're gonna create a slash with your body this way. Okay. And just go smoother and smoother. But really, really concentrate on when you get here. When the ball, you want to make sure you get it here. Let the ball start to come down first. Come down first, and that allows you to really kind of step into it, and then you can bring it in here. And it's probably going to be take a while for you because you've been doing that probably for a long time. That's pretty good. Just feel your shoulder kind of dropping down, but really, really overemphasize this. Because right now you're really, your shoulder controls the action. So we need to really kind of take your shoulders out of play and just create natural momentum. See how it's starting to get a little bit more fluid? Let that left hand get about in front of you a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we'll worry about getting that hand in front just on the one step, okay? And then not really worried about as much during the approach because we still got to work on the first couple steps before you get there. But just realize that allowing your hand to get a little bit further this way will allow the shoulders to open up a little bit more. So do two more the one steps. I want you to really try to get that hand in front and then really get long. There you go. That's okay. You're not used to that that position. Uh-huh. I really think you bend your knees too much, you know. And I think that's where you lose some of your leverage. Yeah. There you go. That was pretty good. Let's see if that left hand gets forward. Actually, that's not bad. So we're gonna get that shoulder really to really go more that way.
To the left.
Yeah. And the way we're gonna do that, see your head there? I want you to push it here. So when you get here, I want you to really, so this is where your swing is right here. I want you to really kind of push your head on this side. Okay. So do that one more time. Yep. And really be patient. Let your arm get through its pendulum. I think a lot of times you taller people, you just are not used to letting that pendulum develop. And that's the reason why you don't want to bend too much,
Yeah.
because you don't have room for your pendulum to happen. So what you have to do is you come in here and you gotta, yeah. So stand taller. I mean, not really stand taller. It's a matter of just keeping your legs less bent. Yeah, because you can hook the ball a lot, but you're not hooking it as much as you really should. There you go. Because really you need a little bit of air underneath it. Because what the way that it happens, so you get here, and then once you get here, your arm extends, and then it's got to collapse. Okay, so you need at least this much there so that you have room to collapse. There's also room for the ball to kind of fall off your hand. Because as you get here, gravity takes over. The only way the ball can drop this way, it's got to go around your fingers, and that creates rotation. So that's why we really need to be. We don't want to put it on the ground. We want to be slightly above it and just kind of, yeah. Just remember, be very patient. Let it happen.
So it should, I guess, I'd say it shouldn't be that smooth. It should be more.
No, it should just be a little above the air. See, the thing of it is, even this, what you have to, I just have watched so much video, I know what to look for. So here, what I see, for one, see that?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more. And, and then when you get here, see how your head is now further this way. So that's really a better leverage position. And what I saw here, see that? Right there. That's where you're going to generate more rotation there.
At the bottom.
Yeah, because you now have room for your hand to collapse, and your arm is straight. So it starts slightly bent, but when it gets here, everything elongates, and that's where you get that snappy motion. So you're creating like a whipping action. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and so think about that. Okay, and then go ahead and go through your regular approach, full approach. So at the beginning, when you start practicing, warm up like that. Okay. So when you try to Do you try to turn it, or it just automatically happens?
Um, like at the bottom of the swing.
Mm.
Yeah, usually it just happens like regularly,
Okay, good.
but sometimes if I get like too compact, it kind of just snaps off and it'll
Yeah.
go left or right.
So the big thing is, don't try to bend your knees. Okay, you're gonna bend anyways, but you really what you try to do is what's your norm, and then you try to go against it. So on this one, I want you to try not to bend your knees as much, and make sure you keep this kind of straight leg, not totally straight, but you don't want to tuck it in either. Oh, that one feel.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, yeah, that was better.
much easier.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, you have a slight advantage as a. It's not even your height; it's your length. I mean, proportionally, I worked with a bowler who was actually my size, but his arms are slightly longer,
Longer.
and yeah, and his legs were longer in proportion to his torso, and he was able to create this kind of rotation just because he allowed his pendulum to happen. And if you look, your feet are starting to slow down a little bit, which is good. Where if you're shorter, our feet have to happen a little bit faster
Yeah.
because my pendulum is so fast that if I go real slow, I get so far ahead of it. So, okay, do that again. See, you can do this immediately, just, even during tournaments and league play, just tell yourself to stay longer. Yeah. And make sure you don't rush through your approach. That little bit of loft is going to help you because your rev rate's going to go up. Okay. So people equate, when they dry up, people really talk about more going faster to keep the ball from hooking. But what you really want to think about is you want more length. And the way you get more length is be a little bit smoother off your hand, making sure you're not kind of hitting up on it, and also, using your legs more, and also the bottom of your swing. Where if I can get here and extend through the shot, I'm naturally going to go longer. And if I really kind of step into a little bit more, then I'm going to add more onto that. So instead of really kind of doing this, I'm going to extend it by using my legs and just kind of really kind of extending through the shot. Okay. That allows this swing to stay slower, which means it's going to stay on my hand a little longer. I can really snap through. So when people are usually throwing it harder, they're losing carry. Your carry is actually increasing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess it does. It's clear. It makes it go longer.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
So, what a lot of people think, oh, I didn't throw that well. I left the 10 pin, but you're getting more length. So you can actually, I would go 2-1 right, and because now you're extending through the shot, you're actually being able to get it longer. So because you're using less effort, you're going to be able to really repeat shots a little bit better. That was a good shot. How'd that feel?
It did what I expected it to do.
Right, right. That's the thing. Allow your follow through to really go straighter to your target. at the last minute you kind of. Actually, I like that one. So from the side, I'm seeing a little bit more extension. So as you get here, you really extend through the shot more. So that's really going to get it straight into its target. So instead of this, you're getting more of that. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. That's actually a better shot than you think it is. Because that one was light, but you're still throwing some pins around a little bit.
Yeah.
So one thing we're also going to, so this is where you know your shoulders want to be. We want to make sure you don't get like this. Okay. You want to get in here and then kind of lock them and just that'll allow you to keep your angles. Because we really want to be able to keep the ball in front of us and just kind of pivot this way, depending on how the lanes are. There we go. How'd that one feel? That was really good.
I locked it down with a ball.
It's okay.
That felt pretty good.
Because I'd rather do that. But see how you're allowing that arm to really elongate. So it really wasn't that high off the ground. See, this is really what we're trying to do. See how everything's straight?
Yeah. Do you want me to be more like behind the ball, or is that okay?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
What it, you have to you have to allow your game to just to develop on its own. Where if you try to control the release is something the last thing you should really worry about. Yeah, absolutely. Because you're if we let your release develop on its own, it's going to get better. Okay. It's really about being in a good position when you hit the line. That's where your consistency comes. Okay. Your release is already good. You don't really need to work on that. Huh? You kind of compact a little bit on that one.
Still got it.
Still wasn't bad though. So you see how at the last minute, because you crunch up, what happens is there's so much room for your body just to go like that
Yeah,
at the
it makes
end.
my foot
Yeah.
slide to the right.
So if you look at that one, I mean, it's still a pretty good shot. So you look at that one. This is why we use video. It's more for your all's benefit.
So we can see.
Yeah. And plus, being able to get a quick look. See how the body just kind of.
Yeah.
So that's where you're going to keep your length. This is the advantage that you guys are going to have. Like you and Anthony have a unique advantage over everybody. You guys just don't exploit it. I mean, I don't think there's anybody else in the area that really has that advantage.
I mean, Ryan is old. I think he's still gonna bowl now. I'm not sure.
Ryan Costello? Oh, middle.
He's really cool.
Yeah. We actually had him throwing the ball really well, but he doesn't take it as serious as he used to. But yeah, you're right. He does. He does have the same advantage.
He's a lefty.
Yeah. So. That's one you can't combat.
Yeah, yeah.
So you see your body, you feel your body turn at the last minute. Yeah, really, that's what we're trying to get rid of. So, and that happens when you're more compact because you it puts you out of position where when you stay long, it actually kind of locks you in the perfect position to release the ball. That's why you guys are at a unique advantage over a lot of people that a lot of people don't, a lot of coaches don't see. You know, I've just seen so much video and I've read a lot of different things and just kind of as I piece things together, this is what I found. So, so the ball roll is so much stronger when you do that.
It's really visible to me. Like I can.
Where the other one's hook, but it's not aggressive. It's not a really aggressive off the spot. Where that one is actually going to accelerate off the spot, and you can tell as far as getting it off your hand, you're a lot more aggressive with it. So JG, were you happy with your performance?
What was that?
Were you happy with your performance at Junior Gold?
I wasn't really mad about it. Like I didn't put up the numbers to like make cuts and stuff like that, but I felt like someone was throwing it really well.
Hmm.
But I probably just played the wrong part of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I wasn't really mad about it. I thought I was.
Go keep going.
Oh no, I was pretty content with it.
Okay.
And
I will tell you that now that it's over, that you should have done a lot better. Um, I think the way you were throwing it kind of handcuffed you into certain parts of the lane.
yeah,
So as if you move beyond that that zone that I'm talking about, your execution was just going to get more and more spotty. Where with this, it allows you to keep the ball in front of you, and with you being a little bit longer, um, you're not going to have that over under reaction that you had. Um, and I think that your fine tune adjustments need to improve. But the only way you can improve it is to improve your execution. It's not something that if you keep on practicing, it's going to get better. That's not the way it works. It's what everybody will tell you. But what they don't tell you is as you execute, as you practice, a lot of times your execution will fix itself. But you're relying on almost luck
yeah,
if you think about it. So this way we get to hone in and work on it. You if you would have thrown it like this, just this here, you probably would have added 100 pins to your score, to your overall score at least.
yeah. Just like making adjustments.
Yeah, but this is going to allow you to make your finer adjustments where you couldn't do it the way you're throwing it. What do you think?
I think like I'm just thinking about how I was throwing it earlier and like how easy it is to throw.
Yeah. Well, that's because um, the way we do things. So the way other coaches do things, there's a blueprint of what they think a perfect bowler should be. And when they work with you at first, they just all of a sudden start picking things wrong that don't match up to their blueprint. Or me, I have a lot of blueprints, and that's why when I first work with somebody, I'll watch them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 balls, or I'll be watching them on another day so I can formulate a plan so that when as soon as you told me as soon as I was told that you wanted to come taking lessons, I was already formulating notes, watching you at Junior Gold and just watching a couple here. So what we do is take what you already do and we just kind of move things around because it's much easier for you to do things that you normally do and just kind of change those than really try to from start to finish just start hacking away. That's just not as efficient as doing it this way. So you're gonna get better faster. Not a guarantee, but I think that's what you're gonna see. Got to put a disclaimer out there so you can't blame me. I'm just kidding. I don't. You can blame me if you want. Now, one thing I will tell you now is this right here is what I saw 6 months ago in my head. 6 months ago.
Like in your head, like I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I did it and then I
No.
just changed everything all
No.
over.
In my head, this is how I envisioned you throwing the ball. So one thing I want you to look at, I want you to look at your spine tilt at the end. I'm a guy. I'm a man. Yo, it's like you called you. Now you call me a boy. God, you're a witness. Yo, word. I know there people, bunch of people asked me about it too. I was like, talk to Sandy, talk to Sandy, talk to Sandy. Saying, not a website. Yeah, yeah, 60. Yeah, yeah. Luca wanted one, and yeah, I think Barbara wanted one too. Really? Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Also, we need to get jerseys ordered. I want to see how many jerseys I can get to invitationals. Think about it. Jerseys.
Jerseys.
Yeah,
Ready for jerseys.
that's good. So what I want you to look at is I want you to look at your spine tilt at the end. So you see how your head is all the way there, but at the beginning, see how straight up you are. So what I propose is we get closer to your spine tilt in the beginning. Say where see you where. So yeah. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. Don't threaten me. So you're here, but at the end you're getting here. So what we want to do is get here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up that area so you can swing the ball more efficiently. So from here, about 30 degrees this way, make sure that you don't put the ball out here. Make sure your arm is always straight up and down the boards, and then get your head over the ball like this. Okay. So what that does, it opens an area where if I keep my feet on this side, my swing is always free. So, okay. And my head always stays on that side. It feels weird at first. find is the leverage that you have now. So you actually will increase your ball speed, but still be able to get around the ball more efficiently. But it's going to feel really strange at first. Well, let's see. Get set. We're going to alter it slightly. Okay, hips slightly this way, but move the ball back this way. And then I want you to kind of lean. So as you lean over the ball, your hips are starting to go away from your swing plane. So lean. So instead of here, I want you to be over the ball. Yeah, like that. You, it's more of a power position. So you see how you a little bit more behind the ball. Like I said, it's going to be weird at first, but what you'll find is now it's easy to keep the ball in front of you. And then, but if I want to go this way, all I have to do is do this at the end. So as I slide in, you slide in and just kind of rotate your hips a little bit and keep the ball in front of you. So you're always playing straight up. Yeah. See how the ball is really starting to, yeah. So there's a slight adjustment there. So now you can be more patient. And what's going to happen is you're going to start releasing it kind of late. See how, because of your body positioning. So now you need to think about just releasing it just more behind. So usually you're used to here, but because you're getting in the position, that swing is getting there more, a little freer, so it's going to get there faster. So now you have to try to get your release to go a little bit earlier. And then you'll get that length back that you think that you lost. But you see how your body is staying there, and it really, really affects, that turn. Now it's magnified. So you really have to keep it. Just watch at the end. See how it kind of. But before it didn't hurt you that much, but now it's going to hurt you. See, what this is going to allow you to do is going to allow you to be firmer through the bottom of the swing. So try to get a little bit more aggressive. And just kind of make sure that when you get here, angle yourself to where you're trying to go and just keep the ball in front of you. Like I said, your balls are going to roll a lot stronger this way. Yeah. Well, you can see the wrist action is starting to develop a little bit. See how it's
Yeah.
because your head is a little bit further that way. So what you're going to find, and you know where sometimes on fresh you kind of struggle a little bit. This is going to allow you to be a little bit better on fresh. Obviously, your adjustment's going to change slightly, but I actually like that one. How'd that feel?
Um, it felt a lot cleaner.
Yeah, and that's where you got your length back.
Okay.
Because you can see you're going to release it just a little bit earlier.
But with the same like wrist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So see how it just gets through the bottom of the swing so clean. So you get length, but you also get rotation. Whenever I do that first one, they're like, "It's starting to hook early." I'm like, "Just okay, all right." It's a three-step process. Let's get to the third step first before you. There you go.
Kind of like keep my left arm in front too.
Yeah.
Go up that.
Just so it's, I think that understanding why you do stuff helps. So, you know, just keeping that left hand forward, really what it's trying to do is keep that shoulder forward. I've seen people actually be able to keep their hand here and just kind of keep that shoulder forward, but it's much easier to do it at first. Yeah. But so in the end, we'll settle somewhere in the middle where some people are not really comfortable doing that. So as long as we can get their shoulders to rotate this way and their head over here, that'll be fine. And you're flexible enough, you can probably do it. Ooh. Ooh. Let's take a look at that one. You looked a little bit longer at the bottom of the swing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. That was good. So your body positioning you can use immediately. But thinking about all the other stuff, really overthinking the rest of stuff. What we like to do is we like to do like a cascade effect where as you work on this will roll, everything will roll downhill. So as I get in a better position here, and I keep my execution nice and smooth, it fixes a lot of stuff, getting to the line. That is probably seems a lot easier, and you're probably hooking the ball more than you think you should. Throwing it like that, you probably feel like you're not doing anything with the ball. Yeah, that'll be a little time to get used to. I mean, you're gonna want to. You have to fight the feeling that when they get harder, to really try to.
Like I can always feel myself falling.
Huh?
I can feel myself falling, but I can't do anything to stop it.
It's okay. So look at it this way: if that's your worst shot, then you're good.
Because it's still not a terrible shot.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's really about making. So everybody can throw a great shot once in a while, but what you want to do is, make it so your bad shots are decent. Yeah. Because that could easily carry as strong as that hit. You want to try a different ball?
Ball up or ball down.
I'll let you choose. Just remember, like when you switch, that's you're getting information. So look at how the ball reads. Does it read early? Does it read late? When you make one or two board adjustments, how does it change? Because you need to be able to do those fine adjustments. That's what you were missing. That's what you were missing. Ooh. Did you ball up or ball down?
Ball up.
Okay.
But I mean that ball's a little smoother
Yeah.
because it's pinned down. Usually it just
I love pin down balls.
yeah.
I just think they're much tamer and easier to control. That was a great shot. Like I said, by just using your pendulum though, I mean your rev rate increases, plus you have more control over when the ball is going to hook. You never know. You don't never have to guess where the ball is going to end up. So you can already formulate a plan about three quarters of the way down. How many pin down balls do you have?
I had a high road pearl pinned down like right in between the bridge,
Really?
and I really like that ball.
What happened to that one?
It just got really old.
Okay.
I never got it. When I got it resurfaced and like polished, when they put that type of polish on it, it kind of makes the ball just go even longer than it should. It's less snappy, so
Yeah. Did you try taking the surface back off of it?
I think I should, if I could hit it with like clean it again, then
3,000 maybe.
3,000,
Yeah.
it would probably be fine. And I
But
have,
will it resemble that?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think on that ball, this right here is like
Ooh, I actually like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any other stuff pinned down. I used to always get it like hit on the right in my ring finger.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good to have both.
Yeah, I like the ones that are here. Those are probably my favorite. But
Yeah.
I only have one in my finger. Like the finger's done.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I was like, yeah, it's good, but it's not one of my. It would never be my benchmark ball. Ooh. Nah, you need to put that ball away. That's too easy. That's a great. That's a great. That's a great shot. So as soon as you got, let's see. So the overall pace, I looked at the overall pace. It looks good. So as soon as you got here, I knew you were going to throw it good. Okay. So right here, your head's over there. The ball's going to be slightly in, so you're going to have better leverage position. Because of your spine tilt, your body's already out of the way, so it's going to swing free. So it gets here, so that you'll get this,
Yeah.
and that's going to create a really good motion. Yeah, change. Yeah, it's too easy. That's too easy. Yeah, give us a real problem. Is that your thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna throw that later.
Okay.
That's gonna be fun. Have you seen the urethane, the Widow?
That widow.
Yeah,
I didn't even consider
that,
that much of a case.
that thing is like it's got that asymmetric core. That's a big weight block for a urethane ball. That thing rolls nice.
I like being friends with my quantum bias that work on gadgets.
Oh, okay.
It's like that white ball.
Yeah,
It's magnets.
yeah. That thing gets dirty fast
Yeah,
though.
I know.
That's the bad thing about white bowling balls,
You have to clean it every single time.
and it still is gonna get dirty. Is that a cell or what is that?
Oh, show off.
Oh wow. Wow, you make the green disappear. That's awesome. No, that's good. It looks almost like a Mars ball. So the green just disappears. Nice. That means you're throwing it well. I think you released it a little bit late, but overall, I thought the execution was really good. There you go. How was that one?
That was good. I
Yeah,
think I need like a piece of white tape and
squeezing a little bit.
change his rotation.
Huh?
Who's you working on?
Just his approach, his spine tilt. actually staying a little bit long, so he uses his pendulum to his advantage. Because when he actually stays long, he'll get a little bit. You can see at the bottom, you'll see a little bit more.
Yeah, his rotation's a little different.
Yeah,
Looks like he was getting more into it.
yeah. It allows his hand to really elongate. Where when he bends his knees a little bit, then he's got to really kind of shorten everything else up.
Probably give him a better flat spot.
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, we're gonna want to get him to slide a little bit, so you can create a little bit longer flat spot. But you can see his setup's a little bit different. So what that does, it allows him to really keep the momentum on his swing, where a lot of times he'll decelerate because he's got to. So as you get here, then you have to pop yourself out of the way. That actually slows down everything. And a lot of times you'll just kind of get around it or something. Where if you're out of the way, you can actually let just kind of accelerate through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
That,
getting more of a spin, you're getting more of a true roll.
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, that was a really good shot.
That's probably why he took that point.
That thing really angles up.
Like a shovel almost on it.
Yeah. Well, that one kind of looped out a little bit too. If you take a more direct angle to your break point, it'll hold off that hook a little bit.
I don't even think I did that. Like, I didn't even bend over and try to do any of the stuff.
I think it's fine.
As soon as I did, I was like, that's how she does it. Shoulder advance right there.
What happens eventually, once you get used to it, some people actually will start back up, and when they get into their crossover step, then they kind of get into it. So it's just a more natural way to just kind of, but we do it in the beginning just to get used to it. Some people just stay there, but yeah, second step, second, third step. Yeah, he's a little bit different where he's got that. He uses that stutter step. That actually that it's kind of his game. It's kind of genius because it really allows him to really kind of really press with his legs a little bit. That's whenever there's when I have a bowler that does that. I don't really try to get rid of it. I don't try to make people do it, but if they do it already, it's actually a really powerful position.
I just like 3 shots and I bet
Yeah.
you really want to shoot better roll. That's the problem. I can do it in this. Try to leave a lot less space.
The biggest thing is allowing your because you have such long arms. See, him and I, we have kind of shorter arms and we're stocky, so we have to create rotation a lot easy, a lot more. Where you, it kind of works against you if you start, really trying to create rotation because you take away your pendulum. It's your advantage, huh? Yeah,
The longer arms and the bigger body.
yeah.
Looks more effortless.
Well, if you look at EJ Tackett too, it's just like, he's short, but he's got the same build, so his pendulum's longer. He creates so much. It's unbelievable. So you see how that kind of
Yeah.
a lot of times it also is a matter of when you start to release it. So if you release it late, the ball's just not going to get that way enough. Right. So get one more of that one, then we're going to switch. I said the big thing is you have to realize that you're in a better leverage position. So when you try to, your timing changes as far as your release goes. So you have to really, because it gets there so fast, because there's nothing in the way, you have to make sure you try to release it just a touch early. So you see how that roll is actually this way instead of this way. So when the ball accelerates, it accelerates in the direction of the pocket instead of really past the pocket. And that's the, like I said, this is the advantage you and Anthony and, like you said, Middleton, Ryan have over. You guys can play so much longer than everybody else. And because your torso's long, so really, as you get your spine tilt in here, there's a longer distance between here and here. Where me and him, we have short distance. We really have to over exaggerate here to get what they call downward angle, so we can get the leverage to really rotate the ball. Where you and Anthony, you naturally have longer torsos and longer arms, so your downward angle is going to be a lot longer. So you're going to really, really hit it harder. It's some of the stuff that kind of bangs around in my head, isn't it? I guarantee a lot of the coaches haven't thought about this stuff as much as I have.
Yeah.
What is that? Okay. So this is a weaker piece?
It's more sandy in my opinion.
Oh, that'd be fun. We're going to throw the urethane ball too, though.
Okay.
Are you starting to feel the difference, though?
Yeah.
It's not even half the changes that we're going to even think about doing. Make sure you let your pendulum happen. You kind of, it's kind of quick right in the middle. It feels kind of weird. Jelly, just remember, you got to get that. I'm going to say slide leg. Okay. I know you don't slide, but I'm going to say slide leg because I'm tired of having to tell the difference. You get your slide leg out in front of you. You'll be sliding later. I figure after invitationals, you can work on that. That's pretty good.
My dad never taught me that. How does that a step? A whack mirror.
There's that right there. That's a good example of the downward angle, though. I want you to look right there. That's a come. You have more leverage than I would. See how long it is. So as you get your head over to the right, that downward angle there, put your hand in a position where you can. It's actually gonna. You see the wrist kind of unleashing right there, and then the hand comes in front of your head, and then that's why you want to make sure you don't as you get your angle, your shoulder angles getting into line, it can't change. It's got to just stay right there. Otherwise, it's going to take away from your leverage. That was a great shot. All right, switch.
Well,
Yeah.
do I throw your thing now?
Yep. Have we used all your bowling balls?
I still have a paranoia.
Oh, I'm going to try that one too. That's a strong one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a symmetrical ball, I think it's pretty strong, but it wavers.
Yeah. I think it's going to roll strong. Sometimes the asymmetrical pieces are just too jumpy. I think almost everybody that I've seen roll paranoia, I've really liked the reaction to that one. It's strong, but more readable than some of the other pieces out there. Seems to what? I think that if he throws it this way, it's going to happen less.
Yeah, but I can get into like a part of a lane where I'll have like 5 boards of miss and it'll all carry the same.
You're always somewhere, it seems like you're always somewhere between that trip point and that pack too. When you get in there, you know,
Like
saves you days sometimes.
when we were bowling the doubles, and I switched to paranoia like back six.
Wow, it's
Look
not
at that
bad.
guy, that ball.
Yeah, he throws down pretty good. And a couple other people I know have him too. That's a good shot. You see how more fluid you look? It's because you're not trying to play like you're 5'2". You're a lot taller than 5'2". Okay,
You
I'm,
almost double that height.
I'm just saying that.
Double.
You almost double that height. You about 9'6".
About 9.
You include your arms, yeah. So I think that's probably about right.
You can touch the ceiling in here.
Yeah. See, your backswing used to be a lot lower.
Yeah.
It's because you're trying to play so compact, but now it's gotten way over your head.
Shaking my arms.
Don't move. I say your arms set.
Okay.
A step, like every time you take a step, you take your arm again. You tell me.
Okay, I won't.
Be set, young man. First step means no more.
Hey,
You really need to harness his potential.
Yeah. I told him that he should have, he in junior gold, he should have done a lot better. But the way he was throwing it, though, it was really hard for him to make minor adjustments, and you need to make minor adjustments. Where he was a couple times where he was slightly going high, and then he would go light. So we were talking about a 2 or 3 board swing where if he could really keep it in front of him, just make minor adjustments, he would have he would have been easily striking. Because I think one time you started like front 4 or 5, and then leaked one out, got high, then went high, then or went light, and then he went through the nose, then threw another strike. Then it started to really get overreactive on that.
I think he always kind of like it's there for him, but not quite.
Yeah,
Like it's almost perfect.
where this one right here is going to allow you to really be more aggressive, so your angles are going to be a little bit tighter.
Please keep all food and beverages back on the carpeted
Now, if he
area.
wins the sweep, I know who to blame.
Blame Brooke. We all blame Brooke. Next time I'm gonna hide her bowling balls. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put it on the floor. She'll say, "Why is it over there?" Well, she'll know. She'll know why. I'm good. How are you? I actually wish Ryan Middleton would be more serious. What happened to him? He just lost interest? Huh?
Really like it.
Oh, he never has, or?
I think a lot of the pressure and a lot of his parents
Yeah.
that motivated him.
I was wondering about that because it's just like they were more interested in that than really he was.
Yeah.
He's a real sensitive guy.
Yeah, no, I do know that. He's pretty cool. But yeah, he doesn't really talk a lot. He's like a gentle giant type.
You get him around the right people, he'll talk about it.
Oh yeah, no, he used to during our sessions he used to talk a lot. His mom was a little surprised about that, but I think he could probably open a lane with that. To be
I
honest with
actually
you.
just think you're way too quiet.
I should move left.
Oh yeah.
Jump left.
Just remember, you're throwing the ball different. So the big thing about the urethanes is, it doesn't create that reaction on the back.
It's just how early it
Yeah.
picks up again.
That's how back in our day you got hooked. You had to make it hook early. So I think that you could probably at least go 3-2 left. Probably.
I think I'll do 5 because
Okay.
there's definitely like a hook spot because that's where like Rick and Amar were playing.
Yep. Yep. So how have you been? I'm good. Having fun. I like working with the better bowlers. I can experiment more. And these kids have a lot of talent. Mine looks just like that, except for no, not at all. Not at all. Unless you push the slow motion button, it's like mine doesn't do that. But you see right there, this is the reason why I wanted to play long. Right there at the bottom, how that hand just unleashes, but you don't even feel it.
Yeah, it's just basically almost natural.
I actually have never seen you get out of the ball like that.
Usually I'm farther up the field.
Yeah,
My rotation still looks like it's
but this is actually going faster. Well, that's for the tall people. It's going to be. It looks like it's end over end, but the thing it is, it happens faster.
harder to tell.
Huh?
It's harder to tell because the ball is going so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why you're turning that, making the green disappear. Urethane ball. Really? Not on my best day. I mean, I can get it to hook, but not that fast. It's just like it's crazy.
5 and 6, if you're having a problem with your lane, please come to the control desk to let us know.
It's pretty good. Just remember, your adjustments are going to change.
Bryant, you have a call on line 1.
Keep going. Did you say me? Did you say me?
You said 5 and 6.
Oh, okay. Remember, allow yourself to get through your. Me? Okay. Oh, it was me. Okay. Hey, switch to the paranoia. I didn't know if he meant me or. I think there's another person here. Yeah. Okay. Well, that works. Hello? Hey. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there. No, tell him, don't worry, I'll be there. Okay. My grandson worried about his bowling balls. Yeah. I have him in my car. He's doing pretty good. Actually, that one looked pretty good. How's that one feel?
Pretty good.
Okay. Okay. So just remember, because you're taller, you have to allow yourself to get through your pendulum. What ball was that? Is that still the urethane?
No, it's my paranoia.
Oh, okay, that was.
I think when it gets like lane shy, it
Uh huh.
just goes long.
Well, you can probably go tighter then. Because just remember, you're going to be able to get that ball long. Where a lot of times Even if you're playing too far left, you point, but make sense, don't try. You could probably go because that ball's not going to hook as early as the urethane is. Yeah. So like I said, the big thing is making sure you allow the pendulum to really get through. And with you getting out of the way, you got to make sure that you release it a little bit earlier. Okay, that's a really good shot.
Should I release it earlier than that, or is that good?
No, no, that's good. You don't ever think about it too much. But just remember, once you start sliding toward the line, you need to lock yourself in the position. Make sure you don't. Did you loop it to your target on that one?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because I thought you got out of it pretty good. Like I said, so you're going to get more on the ball, so you need to make sure that you don't loop it to your target. It's got to go straight to the target. Unless you're on fresh, then you could probably better off not trying to get away with it. So just remember, as your shoulders kind of rotate up, you want to try to keep it in so you can keep everything kind of behind it. It's kind of funny. You see half his head, and you see from his knees up. It's like, see how it goes a little bit longer, even though that execution wasn't quite as good as the one before. So I mean, yeah. Okay. I don't want you to throw too many more if you're going to bowl today. So it's right there, the three. So so if you want to throw one more, actually just strike as many times as you can, and when you stop striking,
When I didn't strike.
then you're done. Okay, but that doesn't mean try not to strike. Don't
Okay.
don't throw off on purpose. Otherwise, you will make me mad or something like that. It's man. There you go. See how great the shot is?
Yeah.
That's why you want to use your length. I think the position you're in is a pretty comfortable position. So I think that maybe eventually we'll elongate a little bit more, but I think you can still utilize your pendulum. So you can do this in league play. We try not to make changes too major, so that you can still use it in league play. That's gonna come back. I actually kind of like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah, came off your hand really good.
I think my projection was a little. It doesn't even look like I'm trying to throw it that hard either.
Oh, I know. That's the beauty behind it. And because arms like this long, if I'm going to throw it that hard, I got to start from back there and just run up here. That's why I wanted the big guy there keep me out of length. Everyone, if he would have given me a little bit more length, I think I would have been really happy. I kind of wanted to be 6 foot, but that didn't happen. That's a good shot. That really wasn't that bad. So like I said, just let everything happen because when you do, your follow through is actually. You see how your body turned a little bit? That's why. But so what happens is you actually get this far before it starts to do that. Where a lot of times because you're so compact, you do this. Now you're actually extending through the shot, and really that's where your length is coming from. Very good. So are you on Facebook or no?